Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my getting to know you speech. And I don't know approximately how long am I supposed to go on this? 5 minutes? All right. So I'm going to spend a minute on a variety of topics. The first is where I'm from. So my name is Millie Palmer. For those of you who don't know me well, I was born in Elmhurst, Illinois. We moved to Florida when I was a sophomore in high school. I finished my high school in Florida. I then went to Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, home of the Macon Whoopies. That's the hockey team in Macon, yep. Mercer, second oldest university in the United States. And it was a very old, prestigious Southern Baptist Convention school for really rich kids of the South, which explains why I transferred out. I knew kids that, whose mother, one of my friends, his mother owned Coca-Cola. She was the largest shareholder in Coca-Cola. It was obnoxious. That first Christmas, I came back with a sweater that I got from JCPenney, and people came back with their new Mercedes convertible or the cocktail ring Daddy bought on the Champs-Élysées, and I'm like, this is not for me. So I went to University of Florida, go Gators, love being a Gator. I loved it so much, I stayed there for law school as well. I am a licensed practicing attorney. I'm a partner and founding member in a law firm that we now call Navigant Law Group. We started as Welch Palmer Dawson, but we changed the name during COVID to Navigant Law Group. The change in name was so that we could maybe retire someday. When an attorney retires, if they go to a partial practice, you have to drop the names. So you have to continuously change names of the firm over time. And every time you're bringing a partner in and out, you wind up with a change in name. So we chose a word, and that word is navigant. That came from my love and my partner Susan Dawson's love of all things water related. So Sue and I are water girls and boat girls, and we were looking for a word that had water to it, and came up with the tagline of chart your course. And and it's kind of an interesting thing. Our conference rooms at the firm, one is Lake Geneva, the other is Minocqua. Minocqua is my natural home. This is where I am spiritually at my best. My husband and I own some property up in Minocqua on Lake Kawagosaga, which is on the Minocqua chain, and we're on an island. When you have property on an island, you have problems. So the first problem is we have no street address because we have no street. There is no, you have to get there by boat. There is no road at all. So then you have to wonder, well, where do I park my car? That's an issue. The island property is extraordinarily steep, so we really chose well. So I go up on the weekends, and we're trying to start building up there. We've been doing some clearing. We'll put a house up eventually, and eventually is when my next subject, when my kids are all out of college. I have 4 children, 3 daughters and a son, or as I like to say, 3 devils and an angel. The girls are great. I love my girls, but they are not as easy or as compatible with the world in general as my son Grant. So my daughters are Georgiana, we call her Gigi, and Gigi has actually gone back to college. She went to Iowa, tried to major in perhaps a sorority life. We brought her home because you can't get a degree in that, as it turns out. She came home, worked for about 7 years, and then realized as she was progressing in her career, we were right, she really did need that degree. So now she's back in school and is doing great. And I'm extraordinarily proud of the fact that she's back at it.
Your first kid, you only got 2 minutes left.
Okay. Julia graduated from Indiana, is a finance gal up at Kohl's Corporation, also a dancer. She was a red stepper at Indiana and in the dance school. was the first kid at IU to try and major in business and dance in their long history. And she's like, how does this work? They're like, I don't know. Will you tell us? Anyhow, so Julia danced for the Bucks professionally, Milwaukee Bucks, and now is assistant coach at a high school on their dance team. She just bought a house. She's doing great. Grant just graduated from Aurora University, where he earned a degree in business, and then found out that the NCAA has given all school athletes another year. So he's staying on for a +1 degree so he can play another year of football. Grant's life is awesome, and so he's in graduate school. And then my Jillian is a rising senior at Western Michigan, where she was on the dance team, and then sadly COVID cashed that in right before nationals, and now she's on the water ski team. She's spending her summer in Minocqua, waitressing and water skiing, living at my sister's place, not on our island in the tent. So I've been Rotary in approximately, and I'm sad I don't know this, I think it was around 2010. Chris Neiman was my official sponsor. Chris Stabler, Neiman Stabler, you know, it was back in the day. My partner Susan was in Rotary, and I kept bringing me to meetings, and then we realized it was a better fit for me from her than for her. This is before you had that co-membership. I love Rotary. I love the fact that it's service above self. I love that the people in it are genuinely nice. You know, I love that we're back in person. I think that's awesome. Rotary has been a ton of fun. I love the opportunity to do service. I also sit on the D214 Board of Education, where this year I am going to be the vice president. It was a rough election year. People were nasty, and I chose to use the Bachelor philosophy. So on The Bachelor, the nasty people always get voted off the island, right? So I tried hard to keep it clean. I believe, and this is really fits in with D214 and Rotary, that you have 3 things you can give. You have your time, you have your treasury, and you have your talent. And if you're not giving of those 3 things, then you're not living. So love being here, love Rotary. You know, if you want to learn more about what we do at Navigant Law, I'm happy to talk to you about my business. If you want to learn more about my kids, I'm happy to talk to you about them. I am married to my husband, Russ. We've been married about 32 years. I probably should have said that. And he's not here, though. I know I didn't mention it first. Anyhow, that's it for me.